I'm going to wash my hands real quick because the more sterile things can be, the better. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I want to be extra certain no bugaboos are getting in the stuff. All right. Most excellent. Need more paper towels soon. Okay, so I've tried to adjust some of this stuff to work better. Got my carboys here. I'm going to go ahead and give everything another sterilized spray down. So the specific gravity is still a little high, but I think that's okay. I think that's natural to the way this wine should go. So I'm going to spray that. Yeah. Get everything that's going to touch liquor. I did the inside of that earlier. I'll get this into the thing. Alright, so this carboy should be all good. There might be some, touch and go moments here because, let me just move this a little bit. I'm trying something with this filter. I'm not sure if it's going to work. There's a lot of debris and stuff in here. And not 100% certain. Oops. Dripping sterilizer everywhere. Not 100% certain it's going to all work exactly the way I intend it to. But we're going to find out one way or the other. So the goal here is to kind of get rid of the sediment as much as we can, and then I'm going to wring the rest of the sediment out. Yeah, how that's going to go, we'll figure it out. I'm going to see if I can just get as much of the liquid as possible out here with this, and if I have to try something else, we'll try something else. But we'll see. I'm hoping this will work. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. No, might be too much gunk in there. I mean, I literally am like pumping it. When does the siphon start? Come on, siphon. Is it because I have some cheesecloth over you? Come on. That's really annoying. I should just do suction with my mouth. I'd rather not. What the heck, man? It's not clogged. It is draining some. Alright. I might have to do the old-fashioned siphon start here. Wow. Really not going to get going. Sad. I don't know why it's being so rude. It's pretty much just pumping it in there right now. There's got to be a better way. Okay. I guess this is not going to work the way I had hoped. It's just getting jammed in there and clogged. Yeah. Okay. Different method time. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and use a strainer with cheesecloth. Even though that's not ideal, it is my backup. So, I don't really have too many other options. Bowl. Okay. Where does my strainer go? There it is. Okay. Shouldn't be too difficult. It's just frustrating. I thought I was going to be able to get a better transfer here. But this will work just fine. Just will be a bit more of a headache. Okay, so essentially what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some cheesecloth in this. I'm going to sterilize this, and then it's going to aerate the wine a lot, which is not ideal because I don't want oxygen in my wine, but this is probably the only option I have because this will not work, I don't think, in its current state. Good to know. Good to know. This will have to wait till later. Oh, please don't do that. Okay. Take that out. Put it over here. Take this out. And put it in the sink. Well, we'll see. This wine might taste pretty nasty, but it does taste like wine. And we'll see if it ages and mellows over time. We'll find out. We will find out. That's what it's supposed to do in months and weeks and years, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm in for with winemaking, but it's been a fun and it's been a learning process, which is the two things that matter most. Did I learn something, and was it fun to learn something? And the answer is yes and yes. So I will definitely be doing this again. I'm going to get a pretty big section of cheesecloth here. Cut this with my sterile scissors. And then I need enough to wring out, really. Okay. This might take a little bit. I wish I had better and or fabric scissors. If you guys want to cut some for me, just let me know. Hopefully y'all are doing well, though. My cheesecloth shawl is very nice. Okay. Probably did not need. Oh, great. It can just tear. That's great. I was like, I probably don't need the scissors for all of this. Awesome. Most awesome and excellent. So I'm going to spray the cheesecloth with sterilizer. I might actually rinse it out too because it's a pretty big chunk. So I don't want whatever weird flavors are, coming off the manufacturer to be here. So I'm just going to rinse this, wring it out a few times. Just get it nice and flavorless as I can manage, I suppose. Still kind of has a smell, but whatever. This is not. I don't think this is going to be winning any wine awards. I could be wrong. But woo, spray. Get myself a nice little spray. So I'm going to double this up, put it in the sieve, and as much to my chagrin, I'm going to have to, I think, pour this into this sterilized bowl. I'm going to spray this with sanitizer real quick. Make sure that gets nice and sprayed with sanitizer. Yeah, maybe I'll wring that out because you don't really want that much. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything if I dribble some sanitizer here and there. But I don't want that much because it could kill my secondary fermentation. I just want to kill whatever bugs happen to be in here because these actually still have a decent amount of sugar left in them. So I will probably need, so I'm testing on this one first. I will probably need to find alright, well this is effective. Yeah, maybe I'll use a siphon for this bit, but just to avoid another pour. Maybe that's what I'll do. A lot of goop. A lot of pear goop. Let's start wringing this out. My hands are pretty clean. Wringing that wine out. Oops. Oh no, a chunk of it fell inside. Dang it. accuracy cheesecloth. Well, we'll just filter that out again, I guess. Or I'll use the I mean, it's coming in pretty good. Luckily, the cheesecloth seems pretty strong, so I'm really wringing the crud out of it. Hopefully that'll release whatever remaining sugars are still in it, in the mash, because it does have some sugar left in there, I will say, which is a bit concerning, because I want to make sure that, you know, I get this as clean as possible. Because, you know, you don't want just your yeast to have died for some unknown reason, you know? You're like, well, why isn't it fermenting anymore? I don't know. Those are not questions you generally want to be asking at this phase. Alright, so that's pretty good. That's pretty dry. I'm going to see if I can just dump this out. Is anyone chatting? Oh, hello. How's it going? Howdy, howdy. Let me see who's chatting over there. Sorry, I did not set up my phone. Whoopsie. I'm trying to stumble all over the place. Claws of Time, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh, yeah. Just mushed pears. That's all that remains. Mushed pear scraps. Alright, well, the bugs are going to love this. I do know now what a young wine tastes like, though, because it definitely tastes really boozy. You're not getting much of the secondary flavors, so it's kind of funny. I did taste a little bit, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's like super dry, really boozy. You don't get many flavors. So no matter what happens with this process, I am thankful for the fact that I feel like I'm learning. And that's what's super, super important for any project, is to say, hey, you know what, no matter what happens, am I learning something new? And this one is definitely a heck yes to that that question. Alright, easy. One done. So this is the... I'm going to have to start labeling these, I think. I'm going to really tighten this up and wring it out right. This is the one that I did not use an airlock on. So I'm kind of just trying to A/B test, really, and say, okay, is this going to come back to bite me, or do I have to buy a bunch of airlocks on Amazon? Something shifted, but I don't think it's breaking. Okay. Really wringing that out, man. Holy smokes. I'm like, is this going to explode? Please don't explode. But so far, the cheesecloth reigns supreme. Okay, so that's batch one. I might just use the siphon. I'm going to have to re-sterilize it again because I just dumped it in the sink over there. But I might go ahead. Yeah, who wants some crushed up pear meat? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rinse out this cheesecloth because I think I can reuse it, which would be nice because I won't have to cut more. So I'm going to rinse this out. That really worked well, so I'm really thankful for the cheesecloth. My one concern is that this might bring in a little too much oxygen into the mash. So that is a risk, definite risk. In terms of what I'm going to do to mitigate that, not 100% sure, honestly. We're going to have to figure that out as we go and just say, okay, what are some potential workarounds? How can we still make this something that achieves our goals? Okay, so that's done. I'm going to go ahead and rack it from this. So I'm going to take off this abomination of a project I did earlier, which was trying to affix cheesecloth to a strainer, or to the to this thing here, which might be tougher to reverse than I thought. That's how bad decisions generally go. They always are easier to make and harder to reverse. So you can see here, I tried to put a little cheesecloth at the end of this, and it failed miserably. I might just get my bolt cutters here. Who would have thought that Final Boss could be so interesting? But I feel like this is The one thing I found, because I like watching YouTube and seeing, oops, wow, that was super loud. Seeing what projects people are working on YouTube and stuff like that, and all the cool stuff people do. But they don't always show as many accidents. It's very, very polished. So, I, at least in this little funny content thing that I do, I feel like sharing the accidents is half the fun. And just letting you all see that, hey, like, it's okay. You know? Did I totally mess something up? Probably. Is it bad? No. Okay. So I'm going to put some more sterilizer in that. Okay. And then I'm going to get the, I'm just going to leave that upright in there. Sterilize the inside of that thing. It does smell pretty good. I mean, it smells like perry wine, delicious, very dry wine. So like very much like a dry, yeasty aroma right now. So that might be appealing to some and maybe a little bit less to others. But let me give this siphon another rinse down. I'm gonna spray it with some. I'm gonna spray it with some more sanitizer because you really cannot be. It's really impossible to be too careful with sanitization. That's the one thing that I want to. Even though this is a learning and discovering stream, I want to make sure that we're at least learning in a safe way. So I'm always be sanitizing here. All right. Let that sit for a little bit. I'll kind of reassemble this section. Okay, so I'm going to re-sanitize this outside one more time before I put it in the wine. I probably should have used like Star Sand or something, but this one was pretty good, it seemed, on Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this back into the secondary here, and I'm going to siphon it from this. And that is behaving like I would expect a siphon to behave. So much nicer. Excellent. Okay, so now we can start on this one. I might get my label maker and label that as test A, or the non-fermented, or excuse me, it's always good to track your experiments, or else what's the point of making them? But that is the non-airlock. And then I do have enough airlocks for the secondary ferment. Here. Okay. So I say no airlock. Oops. Uh-oh. No airlock, print that. Oh, look at that thing fill up. I can move this camera down so you can see the beautiful wine slowly filling. Yeah, let me open up the Twitch app here and I can read chat as I sit. Which would probably be a little bit easier. Alright. There we go. Put it on the ladder here because everything over here is like very sanitized. You're live. Long press. Long press. Alright. So I got my no airlock sticker here. While that is still draining away, I will go ahead and throw this as the label on my jug so I know which batch is which. And then the other one with the airlock, we'll see if there's a difference. I honestly don't know. I mean, yeah, it's my very first batch of wine. I'm kind of seeing like, hey, does all the stuff that you need to get really matter? So there we go. We got no airlock there. We'll find out one way or the other. Let's see here. So let's see chat. Okay, you see me stream. How do I do that? There we go. How's it looking? Yeah, it looks good. Very cool. Alright. Turn all that stuff down. I can still see chat. And this is not filling anymore. Okay. Come on, buddy. Alright, come on. So let's kind of tilt this down. Yeah, maybe I should just fill them both into the 1 gallon. Alright, that's about everything that I can get out of that, I think. Can try a few more, like, gusts, but I don't think it's gonna take it. No, it's not having that. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. So that's my secondary. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Put that there. It's mostly sterile. Okay, so let's go ahead and cap this thing off, and that will be our next batch. I'm gonna give this little zone where I'm putting stuff a spray, so I don't have to like keep re-sterilizing everything. Yeah, so like some of the options is I can top this off with stuff. This is over what I thought. There's a little bit more air exposure than I had expected as well. So some of the options, I can fortify this by pouring some wine up so there's not as much getting exposed to the air, which I might do. So let me try that. I'm going to get a little bit of mead, which I have some extra mead of, and this is kind of a similar flavor thing. So as long as the mead's still good, it should be fine. Hopefully it's not too high content, but let's see. It's good. A little funny, but good. Top it off with a little bit of mead. Let's see, as long as the alcohol content's not too high, because I don't want to just kill my yeast completely. Like them to live a little bit. 10, 21%. Yikes. Yeah, probably not. That's crazy. It's like 40 proof. Okay, yeah, I guess not. I was thinking I was going to use mead, but at least that stuff is like port mead. That will not work. Maybe I'll just let it be. Yeah, I can't do that. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll just call it a day then. Taste it. So I'm gonna get a small little. Okay, I have my tasting glass out there. So I'm gonna taste what's in that bowl. I don't think I need to add any more yeast or anything, so everything's still probably fine. Oops. Ooh, my goodness gracious. Okay, figure that out later. Alright, rinse this out. Get all that stuff later. Okay. So I'll call that one done. I think that is fine. I'll just taste what's left in the bowl here. This I'll put over here. That's mostly sterile. Take a little. It's pretty dry. It's good. I mean, it's like a nice little wine. It's really dry. Does not remind me of like a super, because it's a fruit wine, but it does not have a super fruity taste. It's like very, very dry, very mellow. That could be a good or a bad thing, I guess, depending on what you like. But I kind of like dry, and if possible, I think this would be really good sparkling. So that might be the next phase, is to test this out with some sparkling stuff. Okay, so that's done. This goes over here. I don't want to get too wet. That is the one downside of brewing, is there's a lot of moisture everywhere. Everything is wet. Okay, that one, I'm going to go ahead and load it on up. So this is my airlock. I'm going to go ahead and just fill this with some water over at the sink. Then lock these puppies up. These should be nice and sterilized. Get them extra sterilized. I just want to make sure that yeah. Okay. Alright, cool. Simple and good to go. I'm going to try to see whether I need to do a lot in terms of, it's way over here, so that one's good. That's the no airlock. I don't think I need to label the other one because it will just be the other one. So still bubbling a little bit, which is good news. This is pretty much ready to go. Let's go ahead and get the cheesecloth here. Yeah, rinse that out pretty good. I just don't want to deal with cutting more cheesecloth if it's already mostly there. You know, I think it's not going to make a huge difference. That's my 2 cents. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Okay, so then, very quickly, we will start pouring that in. I'm actually really curious to see if these age similarly, if they're a little different, like if they have like the same notes. That's going to actually be probably the most interesting part, because they did, have the exact identical, as much as I can make it the identical beginning. Okay. So do this in 2 batches again. Okay. Fold, 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 twist. I mean, it smells delish. There ain't nothing wrong with the way that smells. I mean, again, it smells much more like just like a really dry, like white wine than it does pear wine. Like this, I did make with pear. But I will say that that particular essence is not coming through as much, nor some of the other like flavors that I've put in there. So it's good information to know. I'm just saying, okay, like this doesn't have the exact same kind of character that maybe I'd expect. And I checked the gravity earlier, and that was about